What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? We are back again with another Sony ZV1 video. This is the second one. The first one was kind of like the first looks, kind of testing it out for the first time. Today is pretty much my review from a video shooter standpoint. We're not talking about photos, so if that's what you're looking for, I apologize. Spoiler alert, I'm digging this. I'm digging it. Roll it.
Resume is a heavyweight, yeah. Put it on my back, give me everything, yeah. I need everything, I need all of everything, yeah.
So I'm really digging this thing. This is definitely a great little B camera. We're gonna take a look why I think that you could use this as your full-time daily driver camera. Normally the Canon M50 would be one of my main picks for a sub $1,000 camera. I usually recommend this when people are like, hey, I'm thinking about using my smartphone. I'm like, just pick up an M50. You can get one super cheap online. Now, the Sony ZV1 has definitely caught my attention. I'm really liking this camera a whole lot. And across the board, I really think that most people's complaints about the ZV1 are all the same. It's the focal length, not really that great, not really wide enough. Today, I think I'm gonna throw this on a fairly long selfie stick. I will leave links down below for all the selfie sticks that I think would work great with the, I almost said RX 100, with the ZV1. And we're gonna try to correct that tight focal length. And we're gonna talk a little bit more about this camera. Let's head outside. So the first and only major real complaint that I have about this camera is the same problem that everybody has, and I talked about it in the last video, and that is the field of view. This lens just isn't wide enough. Now, is that a deal breaker? I don't think so at all. It's a very simple fix, to be honest with you. You could just buy yourself a nice heavy-duty selfie stick and all those problems go out the window. Now, of course, the further the camera gets from the actual subject, the worse the microphone is gonna perform. Typically, you wanna have the mic as close to the person as humanly possible so that the audio sounds crisp. But this is just a quick grab and go camera. I'll leave links in the description to a couple of different selfie sticks that I know will work perfect with this camera. I don't know if it's the new color science. I don't know if it's just the decreasing of sharpening, because a lot of Sony cameras, even the old RX 100 cameras, they had this like ridiculous sharpening that Sony has been known for quite a while now. And you would be able to see every single pore and crease and crack and piece of fuzz on your face. And even though it was super sharp and crazy detailed, it was like too sharp and too detailed. And it seems that Sony took care of that a little bit too. And I think it looks great. I won't stand by this statement until I see it come out of a full frame camera from Sony, but Sony might have, they just might have the best color science as of right now with the new color science in the ZV1. Sony's skin tones used to have like this deep dark orange type of look to it, and I feel like the new color science is way more natural. So great job, Sony, on the new color science. Really digging it. I like it so much I haven't even shot in HLG on this camera yet, and that's my go-to picture profile on Sony cameras. Stabilization is really good on this camera when active steady shot is turned on. The digital IS in this camera is very, very good. Now, it does crop in a lot, but I guess that's the only way to make it really good, is crop in as much as you can and then just stabilize the motion. And Sony really does a good job of it. The autofocus is great. The built-in ND filter is great. I love that little hot shoe windshield. I have yet to put an external microphone on this, and I probably won't. Is the audio as good as it could be? No, but it's perfectly fine. And it's so much more portable and lightweight. It's not top heavy with a microphone sitting on top. My top recommended budget cameras out there are typically the Canon EOS RP if somebody's looking for a bigger full frame setup, the Canon M50 or the M6 Mark II. The M50 is definitely less expensive than the M6 Mark II. And now the ZV1. This camera checks off a lot of boxes that a lot of people are looking to check off. I am definitely 100% recommending this camera over any existing point and shoot camera in the game. Every RX 100 Mark whatever, every Canon G7X Mark whatever. Speaking of Canon, I hope we see some kind of answer to this camera. Competition is always good. If they could add 4K and dual pixel autofocus in a point and shoot camera, that'll be a nice competitor to the ZV1. All right, we just had our first official overheating issue with this camera. Didn't see that coming. I thought that was completely fixed, but guess not. I mean, it is 90 degrees out right now, and I am absolutely oozing sweat droplets out of my skin pores. But I'm gonna let this thing cool down. We're gonna head back to the studio and talk about how this thing performs in studio lighting, because from my first video, I was extremely impressed and I didn't expect it to look that good. All right, we are back in the studio. We are on the SONY ZV1, which surprisingly to me looks pretty damn good indoors. Now I'm gonna mirror my advice that I said in the first video about this camera. If you're gonna use this camera in the studio, indoors, you're gonna need a very strong but very soft light, because you need a lot of light to keep the ISO on this camera as low as possible to get as clean of an image as possible. And we have the Aperture 120D here with the light dome, the bigger one, so we're getting a really nice soft lighting on this side of my face, and then I have a just slight little fill light. I'll show you. Just a little something, just to brighten that other side of my face up. I have no affiliation with Sony whatsoever. I just really like this camera, and I have no problem recommending it to anybody that might be interested. Definitely go and pick up one of those selfie sticks. I really think it'll help out your entire vlogging situation. I'd like to thank my good friends over at B&H Photo for sending me over to SONY ZV1. Make sure you check out bnhphotovideo.com for all your camera and camera related gear. On that note, we're gonna keep this one short, sweet, and simple to the point. The SONY ZV1 gets a thumbs up in my opinion, and make sure you do the same. Give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw here today. If you are not yet subscribed, please do so. I'd appreciate it highly. All right, my people, until next time, enjoy your day, your night, and tomorrow morning. Salute.
I want everything. I want everything. That's on everything. It's like a wedding.